this is part of the Worldwide Daffodil Project, and there will be 2 signs when this garden is finished, right here beautifying the government center. One of the signs is this one, and the daffodil was chosen because when it opens, it has 6 petals, and it represents or symbolizes the yellow star that people were forced to wear during the Holocaust. And this is the from the Worldwide Daffodil Project. So one of them, in fact, it's on its post here. This, you're all here for the first time to see this sign. So this is the official marker. This will go on a boulder that E. Tetz and Sons has donated for this project. It's a beautiful collaboration that has happened through this project. From myself, with SALT, with the chamber, with members of the community and the legislators that have come. And this is the plaque that's being donated by the benefactor. And this is for the 1.5 million children who perished in the Holocaust and for children who perish today in humanitarian crises. And my hope in doing this project is that people will gather here and see this as a beautiful spot, read the signs, and then choose to educate themselves to learn more and have an awareness of why we are gathered here and what this means. So there is a little competition I hear because Fallsburg planted 6,000 yellow daffodil bulbs. So they have upped the ante. And perhaps we will have more coming. This is our last official one, though, for this year.
When I think of this effort, I think of the millions of people who we lost over, during that horrible time, and the effect that each and every one of them could have had on our lives today, and have had on our lives, but could have had a much different effect if this didn't happen. And we don't know if there would have been the person who cured some horrible disease. We don't know if it would have been a person who maybe was responsible for peace and compassion and justice in our world, right? But we lost those people, and being here today reminds us of how incredibly precious every single person who's innocent in this world is to us, and how right now today there are people who are suffering who might be the cures to the things I was just talking about.
Part of our legislative discretionary funding is meant to, push to efforts that might not be able to get off the ground without some little assistance. So knowing how great Hope is and the mission and everything it represents, it was a no-brainer for me to at least assist a little bit, if I could, through the district in just bringing recognition to a project like this. And, not to take words from anybody who got more teeth in this than I do. However, as a student of history, to realize that this type of horror went on for over 12 years, that's at least documented. And more for me with the daffodil of 6 points instead of the Star of David is more that on record there was 6 million Jews that were eliminated because of a belief system by another part of humanity is crazy to me. And in that efforts, they still didn't win because it just made everybody stronger. It made everybody realize how wrong some of their ways are. And as we hit the growth of the daffodils in spring, it just shows you that there is a chance at new life, there is a chance of beauty, and there is a chance at blossoming into being a better place. And I think that gets symbolized through the efforts of Hope in this project that she has.
I did actually have friends of mine that were in concentration camps, and they actually had tattoos on their bodies, and you could see the tattoos. It was a horrific time in our history, and to have a project to remind people about this horrible point in time and what happened to people is a positive thing. So it's very important that we remember what happened in our history, especially these terrible things, so we make sure that they never happen again.
I just started this because I took a walk during COVID and to lose my COVID-15 and saw some daffodils and stepped back, saw the sign and said, oh, can we do this up here? And people were saying, sure, why not? As long as you're going to make it happen. And I was like, okay. So it really has, in all pun intended, blossomed. You know, never would I have thought a few years ago that we were ever going to be planting 3,000 or 6,000. And I do want to share how meaningful it is to people. People have come back again to see them from the previous gardens. And it is beautiful. The Worldwide Daffodil Project, they chose a flower because they said every year it comes back to life. And every year it shows that life continues and people will gather.
So the daffodils that we have are a medium-sized bulb, approximately 6 inches in the ground, which we've actually helped with the planting process.
Yes.
No need to bring little shovels. We just scarified the ground. We're going to put them pointy side up, approximately 6 inches apart from each other. Daffodils expand. They kind of do their little baby daffodils, so this will fill in over time. And I've done a little sample over here of sort of what we're looking for. We are going to start on this side, so my crews can finish prepping that side. And 3,000 bulbs, here we go. A little bit
If anyone would like a pin, I do have some extra
Well, I was just about to
Come on, Brian.
I just love the diamond pattern. So that
Well, I was just trying to make it so it didn't just look like rows that
Rose, so you kind of offset them.
Here you go, forth, and I'll see you Monday. on
Look
the
at
Zoom
you.
call. Thank you. You too. I didn't know the diamond pattern.
I have bottled water if anybody wants.
And it can be a close 6 inches. Close 6 inches. We have 3,000.
I was going to have you plan mine. So
I didn't know that diamond.
Gotta get in there. So my bulb came up last year. But,
I was just going to say,
Mom planted these. Yes.
Honor Society or
Oh, I see what you mean, like a zigzag, like a diamond. Okay.
but mine's better.